Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. So in this short video, we're going to talk about the newly announced and officially announced Akuomaru Claymore. Okay, and basically I'll just quickly read off of the screen because we don't have it actually here on the screen, but I will say um, okay, sorry, before I forget, basically let's quickly go over this. So MiHoYo officially announced and tweeted out the Akuomaru Claymore as well as the Polar Star 5-star bow for child, basically. I already did a pre-release analysis on the Polar Star, so do check that out, please. I don't want to cover that again here because it's repetitive and that would just take away from the fact. But both of them have been officially announced now, but we already knew this too from the 2.2 preview live stream show as well, right? Which is where I originally got the information from, and then I just did a pre-release analysis of it, before that as well. So anyway, check those videos out. Okay. Now, as another segue, please subscribe to my channel, like my content, check out my other videos, and hit the notification bell and leave me some comments and questions about the game, and please feel free to interact with me. So thank you. So now moving on to this actual content, here we go. Okay, so basically, with the Akuomaru Claymore, I'll just read it out. It's a 4-star limited release banner weapon. So that's why on the screen you'll see that I have Eula here rocking the Lithic Blade. I don't use this blade, but I'm just saying this is similar situation then, because the Lithic Blade was a limited release banner 4-star weapon as well, okay? And also there was a Lithic Spear as well, okay? So I will go into comparisons between that and the Fish Claymore, the Luxurious Sea Lord, as well as some of the other well-known Claymores that we have and characters, okay? So that's what's coming. But let's start with the Akuomaru. Okay, officially, at level 90 at Refinement 1 R1, the total attack percentage is 41.3% and the base attack is 510. So its substat is attack percentage. Okay, so for every point of the entire party's combined maximum energy capacity, the elemental burst damage of the character equipping this weapon will be increased by 0.12, so 0.12%. A maximum of 40% increased elemental burst damage can be achieved this way. Now, obviously, at R5, we know that everything will be doubled, so then it will be the elemental burst damage of the character equipping this weapon will be increased by 0.24%, and a maximum of 80% increased elemental burst damage can be achieved this way. In addition, one thing that is a good thing that many other YouTubers and streamers already mentioned, and I myself have also noticed, is that they listed the Ascension Materials required for this item, for this weapon, this new weapon, on the bottom. So you will need the coral branches of the distant sea, which I will quickly see if I have pictures of, or I have on the screen here. Let me quickly see the branch things. Basically, you'll know what I'm talking about. These things. Okay, so this is the jeweled version, but the lower version, the green version, is called the coral branch. But you'll need eventually all of these, like the blue one, the purple one, right, and then the gold one. Okay, you're going to need the Concealed Claw, which is from the Rift Hounds, the new enemy that's going to inflict corrosion. I did a series of videos recently for Hu Tao versus corrosion. Check that out. Also with Spiral Abyss, corrosion. Check that out as well. Also, the other item will be these handguard things. Where are they? Here they are. These things. So old handguard. So for those of you who have already started Inazuma from 2.0 onward, you should have a lot of these already. But just from venturing around, exploring, and killing the samurais and ronins that are walking around, as well as exploring it just by doing events and puzzles and ley lines, etc. in the area would spawn these guys. So easy for you guys for there. Okay. With that being said, though, in the shop though, you can also go to the Paimon shop. And technically, you could, if you really have to, you could probably redeem some of the handguards here as well, if you really had to. Again, I did a video on Paimon Shop optimization as well. It's not recommended for people to buy these items here from the Paimon Shop, but I mean, I understand too, because I myself have done it too when 2.0 first launched, because we didn't have these things right away, and we wanted to level up our characters ASAP and weapons, so I get it. So if you guys really want to, you can spend some of your precious Stardust here. In addition, I'm pretty confident, or I'm sure, that with 2.2's update coming in the next few days, basically next week, those Rift Hound Claw things are going to be available in the shop here as well, because that's what they've been doing recently. Have you guys noticed? They added these items after every release of the new patches and the new items. Like recently, they added those. I bought them myself here too, but the Spectre things for 2.1, they were added to the shop right after. So I'm pretty sure those Rift Hound Claw things will be added here as well. So keep that in mind. I'm probably going to spend some of my Stardust on them too, if I do end up getting this weapon, or if I end up leveling this weapon, or for other purposes, like other things. So I'm pretty sure it's not just this weapon, just as a side note, I'm pretty sure like Toma maybe, or like I don't know, we don't know for sure, right? But I'm just saying as an example, like other new things that are coming in 2.2 are going to need those Rift Hound Claws. So I will probably use my Paimon shop to redeem them as well, because you may not farm them all right away, right? We'll see. I don't know, right? I'm not going to like redeem it on day one, no, but I'm just saying I might redeem them during this cycle of the Paimon shop is what I'm saying. Okay, anyway, back to it. So let's just get back to it. Okay, so this Akuomaru, I'm gonna bring up just like a any random Claymore user. Sorry. Okay. So Akuoumaru. So the reason why my thumbnail will say versus the Luxurious Sea Lord is because the Luxurious Sea Lord you can get to R5 right now, before 2.1 ends in the Moonlight Merriment Moonchase Festival event. Okay. So do make sure you get this to R5. You don't have to level to 90 right away if you don't have the resources, but get it to R5. Get all the refinements, complete everything. The quests are easy. It's pretty straightforward. You're collecting the Moonchase charms and just collecting them basically. You're not even redeeming them. I did a whole video on that too, that you don't end up redeeming the Moonchase charms. But like you're collecting the chests as well, and the lady and Li Yue and Lin Yang, the NPC, she will mark all the spots for you every day anyway, even if you miss some. So you can easily get 100% for all 3 areas. So do that, okay? And get your Luxurious Sea Lord, as well as doing those commission fight things where you have to go kill the little mobs, right? And then like offer the dishes of food to the challenge, as well as the Cloud Retainer quest. Like do them all, like get the rewards, okay? So yeah, okay. So with that being said, I already did a series of videos on Luxurious Sea Lord, pre-release analysis, as well as me testing it out versus 2 of the bosses. Like I did it against the Hydro Hypostasis, or the Hydro Cube, the Water Cube, and I did it against the Thundering Manifestation, the Electro Oceanid. So do check it out. I have been using them on my Chongyun, okay, and I love it. So that's just me, but up to you. You can definitely put the Luxurious Sea Lord on a lot of other characters as well. I did a video comparing these two, the Unforged. For those of you who lost the 50-50 on the Engulfing Lightning and got this instead, that's okay, because this is still a very solid weapon. So with another Claymore coming to the mix, what's going to happen here? So I want to quickly point out right now, because the Akuomaru Claymore, or I'll just call it the Akuo, okay, and for short, the Akuo is going to be a limited release one, right? So what's going to happen is you're going to have to pull on the weapon banner. Now, let me just make it very clear. The weapon banner is a scam, especially for free-to-play and small spenders. Do not pull on the weapon banner unless you really, really want to take the chance to get the 5-star weapons, okay? Or you're okay with also the 4-star weapons that you end up getting. Because it's pretty much just not worth it for most players. Now, that being said, though, the Akuomaru is going to be on the banner with the polar star. So I myself have not decided yet, as of even right now when I'm doing this video, if I'm going to pull on the polar star, even though I did the pre-release analysis on it, and I do like the bow, and I do like using Child, and I use him in my Abyss comps, right? So I'm not sure yet, because I have him with a Thundering Pulse, and he's doing fine with that, right? The only reason I would get the polar star for him is so that I can then free up the Thundering Pulse and give it back to Yoimiya. But she's also my Yoimiya is doing really well with the R5 rust that was given to her from my Child as well. So again, I'm not really sure. So we'll see. I may skip the polar star. We'll see. But if that's being said, if I skip the polar star, then I don't pull on the weapon banner, then I'm obviously not going to get the Akuo as well. So just keep that in mind. But you guys will see what I'm pulling on next week, right? So we'll see. I'll make the decision next week. Anyway, that's just for some of you to stay tuned on. So anyway, without getting digressing too much further. So this one you should focus on getting into R5, getting to level 90 ASAP. Level 90, especially during the event period right now, you can get it discounted because it's 1.5 times experience bonus when you level it up. Okay, that being said, is the Luxurious Sea Lord or the Fish Claymore going to be better than Akuo? Currently, if it's R5 Sea Lord or Fish Claymore versus the Akuo R1, yes, it will be. when you level up your Akuo, if you get it to R5, will that be better? Yes, it will be better than the Luxurious Sea Lord because both of them give basically an elemental burst damage boost, right? But the Akuo already has higher numbers, like I just said, based off of your your energy capacity. For every point of energy capacity. So basically every tick, right, for your whole party, that's 4 characters of your energy. For every point of that, you get 0.12% right now at R1. But at R5, it's going to be 0.24. So even if you get like R3, it's going to be like, what, 0.36? That's still pretty good, right? With a maximum of 40% at R1, so 80% at R5. So then that means in the middle, let's just say R3 then, it's going to be 60%. Bonus. Just based on math alone, that's way higher than what you see on the screen right now with the R5 Luxurious Sea Lord, because you only get 24% energy burst damage. Now, the tunas, now again, there's a lot of people that are memeing this already. There is no such thing as a Titanic tuna that comes out. It's just a bunch of little sardine tunas. But regardless of that, you still get 200% attack damage AoE. So, again, basically, the Akuo at R2 will maybe marginally the same or better than the Sea Lord at R5, but definitely from R3 onward, the Akuo will be better because number-wise, it just is better, just mathematically, okay? Attack percentage-wise, the Sea Lord is actually higher. As you can see on the screen, it's 55.1%. But base attack-wise, the Akuo is higher at 510, whereas the base attack for this one is 454. So again, the math will just kind of average out and just be that they're kind of going to be similar. Basically, the Sea Lord at R5 will be similar to the Akuo up to R2, R3 even, right? And then from R3 onwards, so higher refines of the Akuo, you will get better results with that one. Now, having said this, again, take this with a grain of salt, but just be very careful here. That is going to be gated on the weapon banner. You're not likely going to get that one like to R5 right away unless you pull heavily on the weapon banner, right? Or if you're really lucky, I guess, right? Because there are other 4-star weapons that you could come up during the weapon banner pulls, right? Because keeping in mind, this is only one of the currently announced weapons that are for 2.2. There are 2 more weapons coming. One of them is a bow, and one of them is a sword, right? And those are coming probably for Hu Tao's weapon banner series, right? With her Staff of Homa likely, right? Because that's her best in slot weapon. So that's going to be coming later. But for this child weapon banner, it's going to be Polar Star plus the Akuomaru Claymore plus obviously other 4-star weapons and plus one other 5-star weapon, right? So you really have to be careful if you actually want those or not. And also when you're pulling for 4 stars, there's no guarantee that you're going to get multiple copies of them because similar things applies to 4-star characters on character banners. Now, the next part I'm going to talk about is okay, so if you choose not to pull on the weapon banner, then obviously then that's that, right? But if you do choose to pull on it, and we've already discussed that it's better for, like, at R3 and onward, it should be better than the Luxurious Sea Lord at R5. But your main focus should be getting the R5 Luxurious Sea Lord or Fish Claymore because it's free and it's available now to get. So just keep that in mind. Now, I already did this comparing these two. Obviously, the Unfortunate is better than this, so we won't go into that. Any of these 5-stars, these 3 5-stars are going to be better than this, so that's an obvious thing. There's no point in, like, talking about that. Let's compare the Akuomaru. Now, we've already compared it with the Luxurious Sea Lord and Fish Claymore, so let's compare it to the Black Cliff. I really like the Black Cliff, and the Black Cliff can offer up to 72% attack bonus if you can kill 3 enemies. Like, really, it is possible at least, right? And it makes it easy to build for crit damage, and it is technically a free-to-play weapon in the sense that as long as you have pulled on some weapons, banners, or a combination of any banners, you would have gotten some star glitter. And as long as you save it up over time, you can easily get this to R5, right? So I already talked about Blackcliff weapons in another video. Do check it out. But yeah, so this one's a solid weapon. Now, the other one is attack and attack percentage. This one is obviously attack and crit damage. I didn't even level this to 90 yet, but the attack bonus from this is only 24% as well. So the Akuo technically, mathematically, will be higher at R3 and R onward as well. However, if we're just basing it on the 25%. Just flat. However, if you can proc this times 3, this will be higher for a while to come, right? Because you can get 72%. Whereas that one, you would need that one probably pretty much, let me see, pretty much at R5 really to surpass this, right? more or less, because R5 is 80%, right? You know, so just keep that in mind. This is simpler to do, I would just say. The other, in terms of craftables, the prototype Archaic is solid, okay? You get a pretty good base attack. It's going to be higher than Akuo. You get a lower attack percentage, but you get the 50% chance to get 480% attack bonus. Again, that is still pretty good. So this is solid. Energy recharge weapons, I wouldn't even bother comparing those to the Akuo because they're not comparable, right? So let's just skip those. This HP one we can skip, right? You know, so and then this is the physical damage we can skip, and then elemental mastery we can skip, and then like so the lithic blade. This is good if you have a lot of Li Yue characters. You need at least 3 out of 4 to be Li Yue characters to get the maximum or to get a really high damage bonus for this. I didn't even level this up, but I do have it at R3. This has never come back again, I think, or it came back once maybe. I don't know. I also did a quick video on 4-star weapons to fodder as weapon experience. I got rid of my Alley Flash and Alley Hunter series and Wine and Song. I did that video as well. I don't mind getting rid of them because I was never going to use them. So this is my final statement about this. The Akuo and the related, weapons are going to come on Hoot House banner. The Akuo is going to be a similar situation. You may not get high refines in them, and therefore you may not even bother needing to level them up. So that's my personal experience as an AR-58 player, and with given my playstyle, and that I do pull for some 5-star weapons, not all, but some, right? And I do care about 4-star weapons as well. So I would not care so much about the Akuo personally. If I got it, and if I was lucky and I got it at high refines, I will level it up. When I say high refine, it has to be R4 and R5, right? Even at R3 is kind of like I just said, R3 could be just comparable to this. So why would I waste my resources doing something that's comparable, right? I'm not going to bother because resources are very scarce, and I keep talking about that in my video. So let's be practical here. So that's my final discussion on Akuo. Now, who is Akuo going to be good for in terms of characters, okay? I don't use Razor or Noelle and don't plan to, so I don't really care about them. But, well, they're both kind of physical attack characters anyway. Obviously, he's Electro and she is Geo. But you could technically give it to them. But I want to say, because Akuo has the energy requirement, where basically you want the maximum energy capacity on your 4 characters, these 2 characters are energy hungry. So it's possible that you could give it to them because they're going to need the energy recharge substats or energy recharge stands anyways, so therefore that will bump up the number of energy capacity for your horde. That's fine. Similar to Sayu, she would also need energy recharge. She's energy hungry. She's an Inazuma character. That's the theme of Inazuma. So like you would possibly give her an energy recharge stands and an energy recharge weapon. But, sorry, not weapon, because you can't, obviously, if you're going to give her the Akuo. So if you give her energy recharge stands, perhaps, and maybe if you give these guys, like Emblem of Severed Fate, like 2-piece set or whatever, then they could have the extra energy that they need, right? But honestly, like, Razor needs physical attack and or energy anyway, and she, right now, she doesn't have any good weapons that's made for her. But, she could do okay with it. Beidou needs energy herself. So my Beidou currently is using the Sacrificial Greatsword, as you can see. But, like, you could technically give her the Akuo and then give her the Emblem of Severed Fate 2-piece set to give her the energy there, or give her an energy recharge stands, right? Because remember, energy will be converted into attack in this case. So it's kind of like a trade-off, but of her individual damage, but overall it will be still an increase. So possibly that could be good for her. Shin Yan is kind of a hybrid character. She kind of is energy hungry, but not also kind of not. So she could do well with it, actually. I would think that Shin Yan is going to do really well with it, especially because she's part of the 2.2 storyline, story event with Child. So, and this is likely going to be one of her best, 4-star claymores. So that's probably why. I already talked about the Black Cliff. This is recommended for most characters already, especially not the energy ones, the ones that need energy recharge. Or if you do need energy recharge, you will have to do energy sands for them. For Chong Yun, I'm giving him the Sea Lord, but like he could definitely do well with the Akuo as well. For those of you who don't have 5-star weapons, or which is fine, Eula is energy hungry. So again, if you give her energy recharge stands, it could work on her, the Akuo. Diluc is not as energy hungry, and therefore, I don't know, like, it could help him, it could or it could not, it's up to you. Like, I've seen people do massive damage with, the Sea Lord on Diluc and Eula already, so definitely it should be comparable, that Akuo should be fine with them too, okay? So overall, the Akuo is a very universal, summary here, is a very universal 4-star Claymore for most of your Claymore users, but you will have to adjust their energy accordingly, energy recharge, whether they're stands or their substats, accordingly. So just keep that in mind. Is it worth it to pull for the Akuo specifically to try to get it to high refines? No, avoid it. If you are lucky and can get it because you're pulling on that weapon banner anyway, for example, the Polar Star or whatever 5-star weapon is going to be released alongside it, or you're okay with the other 4-star weapons on that banner, then maybe if you're lucky, sure, if you can get the Akuo to high refines, then yes, it will be quite strong. But if for those of you who are not planning to pull on it heavily, that weapon banner, just focus on your luxurious Sea Lord and get this to R5 ASAP, and you're good. So anyway, I want to keep this as short as possible, so please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me some comments and questions. Also check out my Polar Star video as well. And coming soon, I will be doing a Xinyan review video, possibly a Chongyun review video, as well as a Beidou review video, and maybe an updated Sayu review video as well, because they're Claymore users, right? And I am going to still do a Eula review video as well. So check those out and look forward to them. And that's it for now, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.